Hello. It's RocksAlot, and it is Thursday evening, and we got a few things to cut. I'm going to try and show a couple of things in this live too, um, but it's going to be on another phone, so I'm hoping it's going to come out well. And yeah, we're just going to wait for a few people to come in. I hope everybody's doing well. What do we got? Targets. What are we going to do for target? Maybe we'll even do... No, let's do... Well, we'll do that later. No. Hmm. Let's do that. All right. I should get everything in. Hey, Dusty. Gonna let a few people come in, and then we'll see how well it comes across. I have Candy. How you doing, sir? Betty, how are you? All right, let's get a few more people in. Thanks for saying hi. Appreciate it. And yeah, once we get going, I had a little something to show you guys that actually came from Dusty up there. It's sort of a collaboration between himself, Felix Yazzie, and the sourcing of the material. At least the last source was Lapidary Dave. And hi everybody. Hey Jed, how you doing today? Glad you're in. And yeah, we got a few people in. Got a few things to do today. I got a couple of pieces of Kingman, which we sliced up a couple of weeks ago, and turned out really nice. So we're gonna chop that up. Well, this one I might have to back actually, or I might even cut it again. You can see. Hi everybody. Actually, so let's do it the first time. So Dusty's here. Dusty sent me some pictures of a collaboration that he did with Felix Yazzie out in Gallup, New Mexico. And the outcome of it was just absolutely, it's one of the best pieces of silver work and lapidary work that I think I've seen. I mean, I wish I could have it in my hand, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. So both of these gentlemen are out of Gallup, New Mexico. One's a silversmither, and the other one, he wears every piece of turquoise in New Mexico. So some of you already know Dusty. And yeah, let me just show it real quick, because I hope this is going to come across well, because I have it on another phone. Let's take off the flash. And this was the original stones. It's Tibetan turquoise. It did come through Dave. And so, you know, this is all, you know, turquoise is a copper mineral in itself. So it's an aluminum phosphate, hydrated aluminum phosphate with copper, and that's what makes it blue. So they did a collaboration. This is natural Tibetan, very hard to find. Got a fair price on it as well. And I don't know what he paid for it, but I think it was a little over, about 880 carats on there. And hey, Star, how are you? So, Star, this is the kind of stuff I wish I could do. Maybe one day. I don't know if I'll ever have the silversmithing and applique sort of... Look at that. Let's hide that real quick. But yeah, I don't have that experience. I would love to get to that experience. But this cuff, quite honestly, it may be one of the best pieces I've ever seen. And rather than put it in silver or gold, they decided to put it in copper. Copper's much harder to work with. It's a higher temperature melting point. It gets harder a lot quicker, so it's harder to manipulate around. And the service that Felix did to this piece is it's just amazing, really. So let's take a quick peek. That is the final piece. So going from this turquoise to this, look at that. I mean, it's just amazing, it really is. And so all this is twisted copper, all done by hand. The bezel, and so the hard part for me, let's do another picture right here. The hard part for me, look at that. I mean, that's just amazing. Yeah, I mean, Betty, come on. Like, I know currently Rock Hounding is trying to put together his inlay and stuff, and I mean, he should take a week with Felix. Anybody should take a week with Felix, because this is just amazing. And to be able to line up those copper pieces in there, to line them up with different thicknesses as well, it's stupendous, really. And then look at some of the silver work down the bottom. It's basically 5 bands in there, making that cuff. You could call it a 5-shank cuff if you really wanted to make it similar to like a ring, but it's 5 bands, and there's 3 triangular through there, and then also the twisted copper in the middle there, and it's absolutely amazing. Hi, Akira. Hi, Doug. Look at this piece. This is a piece that Dusty had made. It was commissioned to Felix Yazzie, and I mean, look at the pieces of turquoise. This is some of the Tibetan that was sold. I think originally it was coming through Tim, maybe, but I'm not sure, because I've seen Dave with Tibetan before. I don't know. I definitely hide it. I don't know. Like, you'd have to. It's a great question, Akira. So let's see. There is a little. Let me get off here real quick. So there's the model himself. I mean, he's only got a few pieces. Where is the? Let me see if I recognize. So this is black webbed number 8. We have all seen brown. I've cut brown myself. I would say at least that, Jet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not an appraiser, but I'd put, for a replacement value, it has to be more than that, I would think, actually. For replacement value, to get the turquoise, to get the copper, and the silversmither to do it, yeah. So this is sort of some regular number 8. Beautiful, gorgeous number 8 that I cut. But look at the old model up here, displaying his black web his black web number 8. I think Felix did those pieces as well, but don't call me on it. I'm pretty sure he did. And I love that it was done in copper. I think it really brings the blues out. Yeah, absolutely, Doug. Absolutely. So if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up. Don't hit the thumbs up for me. Hit the thumbs up for Dusty and Felix, because this is an amazing piece. Oh, Star, thank you so much. Let me go to the next one. Let me see if this is gonna work. I'm gonna try. Let's see if this will work. That's an absolutely one-day piece for me, right there. Wow, 10 quid, Star. Thank you. I have an art. Well, I saw a question on one of your posts, and I'm not sure the answer, but I'm gonna try and talk out some of the things that I've been learning in boot camp this week, or at least today, anyway. So, yeah, what a great collaboration. So, between the two of them, to have the design, the stones, the investment, the insight to actually put it into copper, these tiers that go around the outside, very authentic, native jewelry. I mean, what a piece. So I hope you're going to wear that around, Dusty. And to go from that to that is just fantastic. Maybe one day. I got to get the turquoise first. But we got some nice pieces. I shouldn't put myself down here. So, yeah, I have some nice pieces. Thank you. I have some nice pieces to do. I have a couple that we need to finish off. This one, I finished off. I was bored when I came home from work. And yeah, and thank you, Dusty, for giving me the right, Jed, giving me the opportunity to be able to show that off for you guys. I'm very honored, so thank you. And then no football playing for you, no soccer playing for a couple of weeks. So this is the piece, two pieces that we cut a couple of weeks back. Split that. Did that one last week. It's got a decent polish on it, but I might need to run the ZAM on it one more time. And hey, Tog, how are you? 4-star, welcome in. Hope everybody's having a great week. I've had a great week too. I did. I mean, we had a few things happen at work today, but they weren't involving me directly, so I'm good. I'm going to try and do this on the wheels, but I might have to. I didn't get ready for it. I might have to take the Dremel just to do the cleavage or the cleft of the heart to get that one finished up. So got that one to finish up. I have this piece to finish up. This, I believe, came out of the Nakazari. Or did it? Actually, I think this was the Blue Moon. This is the Blue Moon, I'm sorry. So, and I'm going to bring that top down. I hope I can keep that on the back at least. I thought about chopping off the top, but I'm going to leave it. So hopefully I get some depth on that little piece of Veracite. I wanted to do this piece, which is Montana, I think. And I was going to put this on the back of something, and then I noticed the really nice mossiness in it. So I think I'm just going to cab that out. This piece up here is probably going to come off. So hopefully we're going to do that. The star, I had seen that you had posted about somebody trying to copyright your pigeons, which I just think is just awful. I believe it was a true question, your post. So I, out of jest, just before I went live today, put up a remix of like a golden cuff that was on an Antiques Roadshow short. I remixed it, put Reimagine on it, which is all through YouTube, and I'm not in any copyright violation as far as using somebody else's short, as long as it's done through the YouTube platform, I guess mixing stations, I would call it. I would like you guys either now or later on or after the live, please go over to that short. It starts off with Gold Cuff. It's the latest one I just put up. I'm probably going to put a different one up later on this evening. Please go over to it. I would honestly like an honest opinion about whether AIs that I did on it is just too silly for my own content. Does it take away from sort of the homegrown, hands-on lapidary that we're doing, or do people like it? And so that's why I put it up. There's all these different tools that people have the availability of from being on YouTube, And these are just things that I've been learning in boot camp, YouTube boot camp. And so I'm trying a couple of them out. I'm not a huge AI fan myself, but it did give me the ability of being a little silly. So I would love for you guys to go over and let me know. You have to wait a month to find out. So did somebody claim the video, or did they claim the copyright to the birds themselves? And that's fair enough, Jed. Honestly, like I don't know. I actually did it last night, and I was apprehensive to put it up, and I thought, you know what, I'm going live. I can talk about it. I can get some honest feedback, and honestly, I'm not sure it's the kind of stuff that I want to put up. But without trying stuff, I don't want to get too far behind, or I want my channel still to be entertaining, even to the other people that don't necessarily take Lapidary as serious as we do. So yeah, I better yeah, we're gonna have to talk of that, Dusty. Yeah, we might have to have a chat about that, but we'll do that another time. So, a couple of things to work on, a couple of things to finish up, and I think we're gonna head over there. What else did I have to show you guys? I think that's it. Dusty, thank you so much for letting me do that. Hey, bye, Brian. Welcome in. Let's, I can get you guys around. Whoopsie. Let's do it that way. Maybe I'll show that the cuff again later on in the live. Oh, I did want to say thanks to all of you for the live on Sunday. Pretty crazy. It got 60,000 views while we were doing the live, which to me is a little insane, but that's what happened. And thank you all for coming in to do that. And yeah, I didn't know until afterwards. I don't get to see the numbers as they're coming through because I'm only working from my phone. I am going to start doing some work off of the computer, just because you have a few more different options on your studio from a desktop than you do from a phone. So I might be working from both. But to be honest, then that's starting to get things more complicated than I had planned on being complicated to begin with. You know, this is fun to me. This is a hobby. I love being able to share it with you guys. So probably just going to continue the way I have been. Otherwise, I start thinking about, oh, I got to do special content, and I've got to put this up, and I've got to put that up. And then it starts taking the fun out of it on my end. And some of this is all about me. So let's do this. Let's see how hard this agate is. Let me get this lid up here. That's okay. You would have made me. I would have made 62,000 if you'd come in store. So. No, that is the highest views that come through. And I mean, people come through for like 10 seconds, 5 seconds, they're scrolling. And then I have a bunch of you that stay for a while, and you are the guys that I love the most. But I do, you know, I love people, and I love that everybody gets to come through and take a quick peek. So we're going to turn this on. Going to get a little noisier. I've got into my second, thanks to Star up there. I think I'm going into my second check from YouTube, which is amazing. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, John. And so some of the things, like showing the stuff that Dusty texts me, I'm very happy to put out other people's channels. I'm very happy to put out other people's sort of content, or jewelry, or stones, or cabs. And to me, that's what it's all about. It's about sharing it. It's about building the community. The rock hounding, lapidary, jewelry resellers community, to me, just, it blows me away. It really does. And it blows me away how much support there is behind everybody. So, and I wish I could tell you about all the people. Hey, Stephen, how you doing today? Who have, reached out to me, not only to maybe give them a shout out, but also to help me, whether it's with my machine, whether it's maybe with some of my content. Maybe they saw something that I didn't want other people to see, and it's all very, very kind. So thank you. Yeah, hit the subscribe. We went from 260 to 220 something pretty dang quick. I think we did 50 subscribers on Sunday. So all of you newbies, thank you. Keep on coming back. And I don't mind people critiquing the stuff that I'm putting up. I really don't. Maybe it'll get to me later on. I don't know. But for right now, I am okay with people saying, hey, you should do this. Maybe you should try this. Maybe you shouldn't try that. Maybe that's too silly. But I do have a bit of a silly side to me. And yeah, just the way I am. All right. Enough chat. So I assume this was cut in oil, but look at some of the moss in there. And I don't know if it's going to turn out dendritic. Not dendritic. No, it's just moss. But different colors of moss. So this might turn out really nice. Let's see how hard it is. It's going to be hard. Come on, machine. Let's start. Here we go. Oh, good. Well, I paid maybe a day after it came through my email. There was one thing that, so there was one thing I questioned, and then when we went through the video, I absolutely bid on it, and it was also extra support for Hannah. I knew I'd bought one, but I didn't know I'd bought two, but I was happy to help out anyway. So it just took me, I think, an extra half a day to a day to pay. So I'm hoping mine comes in tomorrow. That would be nice, because then we'd have some stuff for Sunday. And Sunday, maybe not Sunday, we'll see. But one of these days, I'm going to do just a Sam block day. And yeah, I got, yeah, and I got two of them. I got one that had the really nice red coral and turquoise on it, and then I got another one that had some other turquoise and Hishi beads, and we'll see. So let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to take this down, see what kind of light we got going behind it, see if it's going to be double-sided, but actually it might. Yeah, let's get going. Here's some noise. Alright. I need my mask and I need my gloves. So, I'm fortunate enough that where I work, they sell some of their stuff that's extra that they don't use, and I got a whole bunch of 95 masks for a relatively decent price. Yeah, that's the one I knew. I spied that one, and Jed, it took me a while to get them, because they showed it, then they put it down by the tray. Then they showed it again, and I'm like, oh, below the tray, to the side of the tray. And she will do commissions if you ask. So if there's a particular type or particular style that you want, you can always just reach out to Sam. And I know some of us got Hannah's number and contact if you need it, but I don't know. I just felt more comfortable reaching out to Sam. Let's get my light back on. Okay. All right, here we go. Hoping this is soft enough that I can just run through it. Look at that for scale. That just saved me a little time. I what happened to that piece? I should clip that for myself. I'm actually pretty impressed with myself. I know it doesn't seem like much, but good. Oh, okay, Star. Yeah, I know you got it. I'm glad you got it. You were my guinea pig for the UK, so thank you for being the guinea pig. Cool, Steve. Thank you for letting us know, Steve. No, thank you. I know you probably got the kids to feed too. Let's do a little extra water. There we go. I'm going to try and take all this matrix away and make it a nice clean stone. I'm not 100% sure it's a Montagut, but I'm pretty sure. No, it just means you were conniving, doing, contemplating something mischievous. Not conniving, the wrong word. So the other thing, I mean, they're throwing so much out at, like, we're learning so much, but they're throwing so much out at us in this boot camp. Really interesting stuff that I might ever use, but so I'm going to do memberships. I don't know what we're going to give for memberships. I'm going to do memberships now. Even if people don't jump on it right now, they suggest doing it for later, just to have it on your channel already. I don't know what I'm going to do, maybe like $2 a month or something. And then I did have oh, this is a bit loud. Let me get through this wheel, because this one's a little loud and hard to talk over. just picking the rough spots off the edges. There's a little bit to go up the top here. I'm going to try and bring it in where I just get those little tiny light spikes on the bottom. But it is a little sandy, so. And this one actually may just be a drill a hole in it and put some leather through it or something. Maybe wire wrap it. Yeah, and I'd also thought, so I had a comment that came in from Cowboy Tripping, Cowboy, not hippie tripping, but anyway, they left a really nice comment about the manatee video that I put up. And I thought maybe some of the little adventures that I'm able to do around here I would do for the members, if that's something they're interested in, or is it, that my members are just rock people and all they would like to see are rocks. Or maybe we mix it up a little bit. I thought about doing it with some of the shows that we get to go to around here. But then you see, I'm having to think of things that I hadn't planned on. I'm having to organize and plan content that I hadn't previously really thought of doing. There's not too many people in here. I will share it. So then the other thing I thought about was I have to lose a little bit of weight, and maybe I would share that with everybody. I don't know. I haven't tried doing sit-ups in a little while, and I tried a couple 10s this week, and it wasn't as easy as I used to remember. So thought about sharing that. I don't know. Do I want to share that part of my life? I'm not sure. I think it would be funny. And the rocks lose weight, maybe I'd lose weight. Yeah. I know it sounds silly, but I had to come home and tell Freckle Cat, and she was like, "Excuse me." um, well, I could. I do have nice feet. I mean, I think they're nice, but then I'm the one that has to look at them 24/7, so I'm not sure how everybody else would rate my feet. And then, as you all know, Freckle Cat's got me. Hey, Reptile, how are you? Yeah, so loose a lot. You know, Freckle Cat's got me on that clicker training, and maybe we could just have me when I'm doing my clicker training. Well, me and Toby, anyway. Alright, kind of got that way. That's going to disappear when I roll it. And looking pretty good. Shape isn't perfect as far as symmetrical, but I'm not looking for full symmetrical symmetry. And I think this is my musical instrument right here. Yeah, I play the grinder. I mean, you could almost do it, right? I don't know, maybe. That would be a very large guitar pick. So I've heard good and bad things about using stones for guitar picks. One, when they get polished up real nice, they get a little too slippery. So unless you're like a true picker, they don't strum quite as well. Hi, Reptile. Yep, weekend. Thanks for popping in. I think that's about it. And now I got to decide which side we're gonna keep as the front. Let's do that. Let's find that. I'm gonna turn off the flash as well here real quick, like that. It's not dark outside, but that should help some. Oh, that's the blue one. Well, we can test it with that too. It does not fluoresce. Just that little white matrix up the top does. So you can see where I missed it. Lost it. Where'd you go? Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Oh, that went all the way to the back somehow. Alright, so we got the purple flashlight. Let's have a look. Too bright. I think I see what we're going to do. Yeah, and I don't play with them. I'm actually going from homegrown instrument player, non-singer Dave, because he gets that question a lot. All right, I'm going this side. Yep. Bring it down just a little bit. So I'm going to do it with a dome on one side, flat on the back side, and then so even if it does flip, it still looks nice from the back. And this would help. Everybody ready for Mother's Day? Don't forget Mother's Day coming up. I know it's different for you, Star, but it is Mother's Day over here, so. If you have a wife, please thank her for your kids. If you're young and you don't have kids, don't say Happy Mother's Day. Might get you in a little bit of trouble. All right, that was pretty quick on that angle. So what are the other things I've been learning in boot camp? Even if you take somebody that's got like 1.2 million subscribers, they get 100,000 hits on a short just by copying what they put in, making it similar, putting the same hashtags, having the same title, similar description will not actually help you much. In fact, I've kind of tried it even with my own, where so Sunday we did really well, and this about 4 or 5 months ago I had a 50,000 view on one of my lives. So I've been trying to figure out how I could duplicate that. And so I would use the same description, maybe change a few words here and there. I would use the same hashtag. Try to make the thumbnail similar. It made zero difference to the next slide. What does help is going to other people's channels similar to your own and interacting. But they might just be saying that so that you go interact with other people and they get more flow through YouTube. So I don't know if that was factual or not, but that's what they said. Yeah, Sunday, Steve, was 61,000. Don't know how, don't know why. Just pretty proud. Honored to have that many people come through. And I wish I could figure out how to keep everybody here and how to get everybody to sub. But the subs were pretty good. The subs were good. So I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, I think. This is looking really nice. I would, this is my advice, my opinion. If you do get monetized, don't quit your job yet. Unless people, I don't know. Unless you've got a shopping channel or you have a brand deal. You have like 5,000, 10,000 members. Alright, I'm just gonna just take that bottom edge off a little bit right there. I cannot play the guitar. Freckle Cat can play the guitar. Freckle Cat can sing a little bit. My daughter can sing and play the ukulele and the guitar, and she does go to some of our local sort of art festivals and busk out in the street and makes a little weekend money for herself. I'm really proud that she was able to do that. I had friends growing up that if things got really tight, they'd just go out on the street and come back with dinner. So I wish she'd do more, and actually I wish, because I love her so much, I wish she would write. She is a fantastic writer. She may be watching, probably won't come into chat, but do the pull out on the top of this. Pull out on the top and a flat backside. Hang on. Yeah, and that all has to do with copyright stuff, and that's why I don't put music in the background here. And we just use the sound of the wheels and a little bit of my voice. But when those people do, yeah, so it's 30%. So it's 30% on memberships. It's 30% of the money up top, plus tax. So you're looking at, you're basically on a 50-50. Shopping's a little bit different. Branding is a little bit different, and some platforms can integrate with YouTube and some don't. And really the one that YouTube does utilize a little bit is Discord. And obviously links over the sort of IG and TT and I think I'm gonna cut material and get to the point where we're selling some of it, and leave it at that until I have a lot more time to do this stuff. But in the meantime, I am doing silly things like trying out that remix. So that remix, I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know if I like that people can come in and use your content, turn it into something else. But that was one of my questions today in boot camp, was who gets credit for it. So the little AI short that I put up earlier that it's actually a really nice gold cuff. I think it's angel skin coral on it. So it's a beautiful golden cuff, and I was just being silly and had it fly off the table in a flying saucer. And it's only like 8 or 9 seconds. But yeah, I'm using somebody else's content to produce my own content, and then who gets credit for that? So actually, both channels get credit for that. So it does go back to the original poster. But what I don't know is, like, so if I did it and then somebody came in and remixed my remix, does that get credit to everybody? The first person? Is it just the last two? I'm not really sure how that works. And I'm just spouting stuff off because I heard a lot of people. We had, I think, around 60 people in the boot camp today from all around the world, which is really cool. And all types of different types of content, all the way from, like me, I think I'm probably the only lapidarist in there, or rock guy. And then there was some travelers, some, van travelers, some ASMRs, a lot of gamers in there. And the gamers know so much more about OBS and encoding your channel. And, do I want to have another screen off to the left here where you can see down my ear? Somebody that does it really well and is a very generous person is Robert over at Global Prospecting. And he has a fantastic setup. And I think one day here soon, I need to head down his way, and maybe he would give me a hand of some suggestions of how to get set up the way he did. But if you don't know Global Prospecting, please find his channel, subscribe. He will be live tonight at around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. He will be doing some Opal. I don't know if it's going to be Ethiopian or Australian. And that's really nice of you, Steve. I should put you on here, but it sounds like you got a lot on your plate. But I would like to give you guys, a couple of you guys, mods if you wanted to do it, because, it takes up your time. And I don't want anybody to feel obligated ever to come in here if they don't have to, or they can't, or they've got other obligations. Yeah, until you... I love it all too, Candy, but when you start working different types, you will definitely get a favorite. The problem is with having a favorite, it usually ends up being the most expensive as well. So I don't mean because of the quality of Opal, I mean because of the ins and out of actually having to cut it. So, a lot of Ethiopian. So Robert, you'll see Robert saw right through the middle on a lot of his shorts, right through the middle of his pieces of Ethiopian. As much as Australian can craze, Ethiopian, if you don't keep it wet, I mean, if you get it wet, dry, it cracks really, really easily. So you have to cut a stone, usually underwater, which makes it go clear. Then you have to wait for it to dry out on the windowsill in the kitchen or wherever you put it, and hope and pray it doesn't crack. But you got to leave it there for like 3-4 weeks. Yeah, so Candy with Minty can look. I'll bring some out. Do I have it here? I got some Opal here, if I can show. I bought a few pieces out that I've purchased and a few that I've cut. And I think there's probably a piece of rough or two in there too. But Minty can look absolutely gorgeous from the side. You see all these beautiful lines, sort of the same lines that you want to see in sort of the hexagonal Ethiopian. And so the hex, or the beehive effect. And you cut off the top of that Minty and it's like a blurry nothing. Like you might see a little bit of color. And that happens quite a bit with Mintaby. So they get you really easy because they show you all this gorgeous color, maybe a black line on the back, on the bottom, and then below that some nice cemented matrix, and then another bit of black on the top, so it's sort of sandwiched between black, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get color on black, and then you rip off the top, and little do you know, but you don't have any. I do have a couple of pieces from my original buyer, the same place I got my machine. Actually, I guess it wasn't this machine. That's sad. So my original machine, which is over there, sitting in some oil. That gentleman sold me a lot of Opal, and some cut, some not. He used to sell to the jewelry stores down in South Florida, on the west coast of South Florida, so there's St. Pete and Tampa area, and Sarasota and the fancy shops. And I bought a little bit of Mintaby. I don't think I've ever cut it. I might have cut one piece, but it's not very thick. But there was one in there that was sort of a little sheet, maybe 6 millimeters to 8 millimeters thick, and then it had a little bobule, like a little globule on top, and a little dome piece. And he almost took it back because he thought there would be red underneath it, and I still have that piece. I've never cut it. So I actually like Mintaby without me cutting it, because I'm afraid if I pull the top off, there's going to be no color underneath. Yeah. And those are all things, when you're buying stuff, Candy, look at the way they present it. They might show you all 5 sides of a 6-sided stone, and it looks like you've got a bar going all the way around, but it doesn't really reach the back. You got to look out. Even though I put up shorts with pink fingers sometimes, I pull the exposure out, but that's just to show the color. I'm not trying to sell it that way. But if you look for dark, like pink fingers, it's because they pulled the exposure out and they're trying to create a better flash than it is in real life. I would put in all the I need to do like a do's and don'ts of Opal buying, but they might come get me. I don't know if they'll come get me or not. The Opal police. You're welcome, Star. You make me. So if you guys don't know Star's channel, go over to Star's channel. Just hit the subscribe, and he's been out in the garden a lot, fixing it up. Got some amazing birds in the back, and I don't mean the kind from the pub. But it's really good to see her getting the garden going, chopping some of the branches up, getting the bird baths out there, and there's some well-fed pigeons. But honestly, I go over there in the middle of my work day just to see what she's uploaded, because it puts a smile on my face. I think she's up to about 560 subscribers right now. Hey, Tara. Yeah, and those are things, some of those things I learned from other people, some of those things I've learned on my own mishaps, but I haven't had any major ones that have, I've put out a lot of money and lost on it. In fact, I made sure I didn't do that. So I started, I think some of my first material I bought from Stephen Konz. It's Konz. I think they're still on YouTube. I mean on eBay. But really nice people. Fantastic prices for boulder opal and mixes of Cuba PD and Lightning Ridge. But it's literally like chips with color, potch with a little bit of color, some just bigger pieces of potch, but at reasonable prices. And the shipping they do from Australia isn't bad either. And don't go crazy and win like 20 auctions. Go over there and like win 4 or 5 auctions. It'll cost you under $100. And you can kind of learn from some of those pieces. But he does some amazing stuff. I wish I had a piece. I don't even know if he's doing it anymore. But he takes boulder opal, impregnates it into clams or oysters actually, and lets the mother of pearl grow over the top of the boulder opal. Then he, after like a year to 2 years, he harvests the clam or the oyster, harvests it, and then rubs down the top of that mother of pearl on top of that boulder opal. So you get this piece of boulder opal that's surrounded by all this mother of pearl. It's fantastic stuff. Candy, you have no idea. We've all eat. It's some of it's just luck. By the time it reaches to the States, some of it is just luck. Unless you're going out to Tucson, unless you're getting, from time to time we get to have Dave that sources stuff out for us. But I've also gone out on eBay and sourced out that way. I haven't really gone through Facebook. I watch a lot on the TikTok platform just to see what they got. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And I'm trying to think, I think it was Roy's Rocks that mentioned him probably 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But all the stuff I did get, even if I couldn't cut it, I could easily just put it into a nice little jar and it would have some flash. Alright, I think we're good on this piece because I've been on it for a while. And I know it looks the same, but it doesn't. Let's get a little bit closer. That's green screen, but we didn't really want green screen. It's hard to press buttons when you're wearing gloves and it's wet. I'm sure that's what the doctor said. I don't know. Let's see. Come on. No. There we go. Pretty neat stuff. A little bit of a dome. Nice flat back. And I'll finish that up on the other 3 wheels. They're with you guys on Sunday, or maybe, I don't know, I might go on live on Saturday. We'll see. Yeah, it's pretty cool. A little bit different. Alright, let's jump into, let's do the Kingman. What do we do with it? So this one, I don't know. So this is gorgeous. You can see where I sliced there. I'm almost tempted, because of the way that's shaped, to back it, or to try and slice that little top piece off. But I would have to back it. So we're going to try it with this one. Shouldn't take too long. Smoky Kingman, Tim and Brandy. Can we read that? We can read that pretty much. Hey, Che, how you doing today? I have zero idea what that says. Yeah, I've heard Tog is pretty high priced, but I'm not so sure you get your value for your money either. Get my mask on. Oop. That's all right. Yeah, sometimes you got to try out some people just to see what they got, see if they're really standing behind the material that they say they've got. And I have plenty to show you guys too, so. Yeah, a little bit, Candy. Did you see the... You gotta go look at my short that I put up. They had a... So you might find it funny, I don't know. You gotta go over... You can do it now, Candy, if you want, but that's great. That's really good too. So yeah, Candy, I put a short up today of a flying saucer flying off an Antiques Roadshow display table. I just put it up there for fun. I wanted to get people's feedback of whether I should put more of that kind of stuff up or if it's just too dang silly. It was pretty silly. You could, Tom. What I'd like to know is how is it that you were filming yourself while you were tearing your shorts up? That sounds a little suspect to me. I think we're all, yeah, I think we're all a little chaotic from time to time. Mine shows with change. I don't like change. Does anybody like change? I'm not really good with changes. Trying to get better with it. Like I had one of those today in an email at work where the higher up decided that they were going to change the procedure of how we, what forms we used and how we filled them out, and my instant reaction is, oh God, here we go. But then once I figured it out, it really didn't change anything that I was doing. Trying to bring it down to the same level across the top of this face here. Don't know how that works, so I have seen you gifted quite a few things, so not just on his channel, I see it on Kyle's channel too. So. I think I've only had one time. Oh my goodness, this is starting to look good. I had one time years ago with Dave where I got something that was meant for somebody else. I think they were doing necklace and beads from Tucson, and so I just sent it back. Well, actually, we didn't send it back. He sent me the the address of the person that it was meant to go to, and I just sent it on. I would hate to get a freebie that was meant for somebody else. Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. It would screw up my karma. I kind of had that happen to me. This week I was looking in a jewelry case, been looking in the jewelry case for like 20 minutes. I was patiently waiting for the cashier to come over and say, "Hey, Sir RocksAlot, what is it you'd like to look at the case?" And the cashier came over, and this young girl behind me sort of jumped over my shoulder and was like, "Can I see that ring right there?" And it was a turquoise ring, two little turquoise stones with some nice feathers coming off of the shank. And it bugged me a little bit at first, but I let it go. Well, obviously I haven't let it go because I'm talking about it. But either that ring wasn't meant for me, or there was something about it that just didn't have the right karma or right vibe or energy about it. Something. So now, instead of thinking about it that I missed out on something, I think she may have saved me from something. I hope she's okay. Yeah, it's just it. Da-dun-dun. So talking of change and payment, oh my goodness, this is starting to look really good. I was not expecting what's on the top from what's on the back. So still got to shape it a little bit. Back looks great, but look at that. It's got darker in there. That's really nice. Come on, Mr. Phone. There we go. I like that a lot. Alright, let's shape it up a little bit more on the next one. Later, Candy. UFO, go check out the short. Give me an honest answer of content, whether it's just something I shouldn't do. I'd really like all your guys' honest opinions. I was just playing around. I might end up pulling it down, but I was death scrolling last night, so I thought I'd try something different. But thank you for being here, Candy. And we'd love to see some of that opal cut. Alright, starting to get better. Make sure the back is nice and finished. I don't have to back this stuff, it's stabilized. Come on now, Jed. It's a good video, but I don't know. Some funny it's silly stuff. I did a couple of others, but I don't know if I feel comfortable using other people's content. That's my thing. That's my true feeling. It's not the silliness of what I put up. It's more of, do I feel comfortable using other people's content to make my own? Because basically that just means content is it's endless. You don't even have to do anything, which takes away from what I'm doing. I don't have to do anything. I can just go over to other people's videos and reuse it. I don't know if I like that concept. But it's not me, it's somebody else. So, yeah. It took me 24 hours just to upload it because I didn't know. I kind of felt uncomfortable about it. Yeah, it's getting there, Tara. Getting there. Still a little off up here. They're shaping out really nice. Now, Tara, do you have a channel? I know that Opal guy has. Does that mean you know Bill, Tog? You'll either understand that or you won't. I think there might be a few in here that would understand that. There you go. I don't know. Let's ask that question. Who here knows Bill? Alright, I think they're looking pretty good. Let's move on over. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. I haven't even said about my channel. So RocksAlot's the channel. Hit the subscribe. You get notifications. What else? We go live on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Sundays at around 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time too. Occasionally I go on in between. And I put a whole bunch of shorts up during the week as well, which I hope you find interesting. They get to the good content a lot quicker, but I do love you all to be here on the lives, because you actually get to discover as I'm discovering. And you get to see me screw up when I screw up too. Which does happen, quite not often, but occasionally. Smoky. Kind of got a face in there. I don't know. The Star I like to watch appraisals on Antique Roadshow. I don't know if it's an English thing or, but I've done it since I was a kid. Now, unfortunately, they go back to the ones that we watched originally and do a replay of it and a reappraise of it, which is cool. And then makes me think how old I am. And that was another thought as far as membership stuff. I do go to a lot of sales, a lot of estate sales. I'm pretty good with most of the estate sale vendors. They wouldn't mind me, they don't mind me filming inside the estates most of the time. So I don't know if that's something I need to do. And I think it's more about the people that come to the sale and intruding on their space rather than intruding on the estate sale staff space. That's really nice. Look at that. Almost got a face in there. The back. Definitely chose the right side on this one. There we go. That's two. There's Toby yelling at me in there for some reason. What's next? Let's see if this is going to hold together. I hope it does. This is a piece of the Blue Moon. So I bought this from R.A. Stone. Oh goodness, I just threw the whole tray of water on my leg. That was good though. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, I've done a lot of American chicken kind of stuff. Not as much as I would have liked. I do have a buddy. Shoot. We've been picking stuff for as long as we've known each other, and he invests in a lot of sports, not a lot, he invests in sports memorabilia, and he's been really good at it. So for example, he bought an authenticated Michael Jordan shirt, I think back in 2002 or 2003, for like, I think around $2,500, $3,000 at the time. That's a lot of money. And especially for us back then. It's a lot of money for me now. And that shirt just got reappraised at like $22,000. And it also got re-authenticated by, there's a company called the Goat, and they mostly do Michael Jordan authentication. So there's a lot of fakes out there as far as like upper deck stuff, and yeah, they can fake not only the signature and the wow, I hope that stays, and the autograph, but they fake the shirt, they fake everything. Alright, I'm getting to the point and these gloves aren't working anymore, are they? Of course they are, Fred. Look at everybody. I'm hoping this turns. Alright. I thought this was chirp, but I think it may actually be hematite. Alright, I'm coming off. Gloves are coming off. Gloves are coming off for this one. And it's a shame I gotta bring it in a little bit right there. I hope this stays together, I really do. Okay. How are we going to do this? Wow. Okay. wondering if this is the Nakasari, but I don't think it was. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back through my some of the older videos to definitely just look at that. I don't see it. I haven't seen metal like that, and I haven't seen chert like that. And I thought this was chert, so I'm a little confused. I mean, I'm a lot confused, but this now I'm more confused. I'm gonna bring that down. We've got to get that out. I think I got to change wheels because this seems to be natural. So because it's natural, I'm pretty sure that this is actually the Blue Moon that I got from R.A. Stoneworks. And he went and mined it, and he actually, I didn't know this until, I couldn't confirm this until last night. Oh my goodness. But he went out with the Artisan, so he has his own Nila mine in Nevada, which is close to a lot of the Artisan and Kingman mines. And he went out with Trent Artisan to the Blue Moon mine, the official Artisan Blue Moon mine, and that's where this material came from. And I was extremely fortunate enough to be able to get my hands on this. He sold a cab over on that other platform. I mean, it was a nice cab, sort of blue and water webby. It was probably a little bigger than an inch, maybe just a little bit, and he sold it for like $180. I think it was 180. They might have brought it down to 120. Man, I did not know this metal was going to show up with this flash. Alright, I gotta be really careful here. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I'm gonna go quiet for a second while I concentrate on this stone. I gotta take it slowly and be patient because it is natural, and I'm gonna say it, I shouldn't really say it, but I don't want it to snap. So I gotta let the wheels do the work. Let the wheels do the work. Just one little dink in there. And dink right there. I got a couple of little dinks that I got to get out. I got this little dink right here. I don't know if you can see how deep it is. Look at the flash. I thought this was chert, but it's got metal content in it, or it's just flashing for some other reason. But I want to keep some of that in. I got to get that little indentation out there. I got a little tiny pocket right there. Yeah, a lot of my family ended up black lung disease. I don't know what the official term for it is, but a lot of coal miners where my family came up from. Coal and tin. That's good. And by the way, she just knows how to spell that, right? And I hope, well, I imagine the music is copyrighted, so I might start hearing it from the kitchen in a minute. You know, Mary Poppins. In fact, here's an idea. Maybe instead of showing my content, oh my goodness, I don't think this, I don't know. This has me confused. Maybe instead of my content, I should put the membership on and show Crackle Cat's content instead. And it's all 100% above board. And she'd get her 5% cut. Alright. Almost gone. So that flash is gone. Where's my flash? Flash is on that side. The flash from this side disappeared. Let's move on over here. Hi everybody. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Come and join us another time as well. Say hi in the chat. Or even say something rude so you can get zapped. I don't know. Because I have a very strict moderator here. He has to put up with me, so. Alright, so the little bug is gone. Yeah, that side is really nice. Look at that. I don't think I'm going to get it back there. But I got the shape of the stone that I wanted. And I'm going to take off that sharp little corner. Hopefully that'll take out that last little divot right there. Maybe a little bit more. Alright. Then I gotta blend it. Dang. This side does not want to comply very well. Come on. Oh, look what I found. Awesome. Found a little extra metal right there. So you never know as you go down. I've lost some of the black, and then now I've gone down a little bit further and some black's appeared in a different area, so that's really good. It gives a really nice contrast. I think that's it. Tiny little piece of metal right there. That side came up some. That is not good. That is not good. Not necessarily the shape, but my girdle right there is awful. Awful, awful. Alright, that's better. Pretty soft. Do this, around the bottom. Do it. And a final little Don't want to come out. Stone is getting smaller as we speak. And I gotta stop before it makes it disappear altogether. I think, Star, you could probably train them to come to you and sit in your lap from the top of the tree when you call them. I think you could do that. Thank you, Stephen. No wonder you're a moderator. We're gonna have to make you a moderator. Even if you don't do it, that's fine. But Freckle Cat cannot always make it. She is very busy. She has children that depend on her. And if they don't have her, I don't know what this world's going to end up looking like. Alright, I think we're going to stop with that before. I think you can do it, Stuff, for sure. They seem very friendly. They know where they're coming to. They know where home is already. It's obvious that your house is their home. I don't know if they're nesting up in that tree yet already, but I think you can do it. They live for a pretty long time. Get a little bit close. There we go. A little bit of flash in there. A little bit of flash over there. This one disappeared. Tiny little flash from the top. It's very odd. It's like it's almost like an obsidian, but it's not as hard. So it's like a chert, which is softer, but it's having the effects of like an obsidian. And I don't think, I mean, it may be hematite, but it's definitely not pyrite. Nice piece anyway. Do that. So that is one. What do we got? I gotta remember which ones we did. We did that one, and that one. So that's 3. Wow. That's pretty good. Boop. How are we doing? You're doing good on time. So let's do this piece. There we go. We could do the big piece. You want to do a big piece? Let's do a big piece. And this is some of the stuff we've done in the last few weeks. That's not even including the opal. So, pretty cool. We could look at some opal. Anybody want to take a peek? I don't know if it'll show up. Nope. I think we're going to do this piece next. So this is like Nakazari without the Nakazari, sorry, without the pyrite. So it's mostly just blue. There we go. Cool. This one, which is the Skyfire, pretty big piece right here, or this piece. Somebody's cooking, and I can smell somebody's food. I think we do this one. I think we do this one. And I think I leave that sort of semi-live edge in there. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you're about to get abducted, Star. They're like the alien spies. They're just agents. And if it's not them, it could be the local MP. I hope not. Yeah. Let's see what we can do out of this one. So, that's a shame. I actually like this side better, but it angles out this way. So what do we do? Let's just bring this in a little bit. A lot softer. Skyfire, yes, Dusty. We've done a couple of pieces. This is just a bigger piece, but my sort of staining is on this side. And normally I would cut it this way because I've got the angle already for the girdle there, just because of the way the stone's shaped. But all that's got to go. So I'm going to take all this off, see what's underneath, see if it's worth twisting it over and doing the other side. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I think he's got quite a collection. I think he has a lot of hats. I'm not sure they're all tin. So I don't know if this is stabilized or not. It doesn't smell like it, but then I think the stuff that's been going down to Chile does not, like Chile the country, to get stabilized, does not have too much of an odor to it. Now I'm just trying to bring this down to see if any of this color pops out like it might on this other side. Alright, I just, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Because I think I like the color on this side better, and that means the stone's going to get a bit smaller. Let's see. So this staining is in this turquoise on this side, and it goes not too deep, but it's deep enough that it's, well, I'm going to bring this down too anyway, because I have to. So let's see the difference in color. Some more water here. Okay. Let's see what we got. I'm going to flatten this out anyway. Spitting at me. I think my neighbor is barbecuing, which is just absolutely wrong because I think I have to give blood work for my annual doctor's appointment tomorrow morning. The smelling barbecue is just wrong right now. Bring in the edges. Not quite symmetrical. I think. Just keep bringing it in. I gotta get it all out to the bottom of here, and we'll take a look. Gotta watch out for the edges of this wheel too. This is a really tough call. I'll show you why I think it's a tough call. So, for me, it's a little bit bluer on this side, and I'm going to get all these out, these little sort of matrix, sort of concrete-y patches here. But if you look at the edges and the color where it seeps in, and it's seeping in from the top here. I think if I did the top up this way, even though it's not as vibrant as a blue, it may keep some of the matrixy in there. I'm not sure. Let's see. So this has to come in anyway. Whew. Really hard decision. So I could dome that, or I can keep this dome. Very hard. What I'm going to do, because if I don't dome this side, I would have to take this off anyway. So let me start bringing it down. Oh yes, absolutely. It's going quick, and it's not as stable on this side. Oh, that's got to go. And I have to make sure I don't go through it, that I break the stone in half. Let's see. Wow. Alright, let's get a close up here. That's really close, but that's close. So, my issues. Soft-ish. Still got a cavity. Around here, I wish this was the top. I wish that was all on top. As I come down through here, I've got little, they're almost inclusions going all the way in. See how it's chipping in here? And I don't know if that'll stay stable without putting a backing on it. And it feels okay on the side. Boy, oh boy. I think I'm going over to the other wheel, just because this might be chipping it out a little bit much. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button if you don't mind. It really helps push out the live stream. And then if you like what you're seeing, or you think you might like what you're seeing and you don't have time, go ahead and subscribe. I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. So one on the weekend, one during the week in the evening. And 6 o'clock on a Thursday, 2 o'clock on a Sunday. And we would love to have you here again. I'm sort of risking it already. Risking the biscuit, whatever that is. Let's see. Don't like these holes. I like this hole better than those holes. A whole preference. So I might have to switch this up in any second now. Come on. I don't think these holes are going to come out as easy. They'll flatten out, but I don't think they'll come out. I mean, this stone is getting thinner and thinner. I mean, it's over 5 millimeters, so it's fine. Okay. I'm going down hard here. So I may just flatten this side out. Depends on if you want would you like the stain side? Because I can bring this down some. And I don't like that it's dusty right there. And this side is much smoother, and I think these will come out. I'm just going to take my time. So dusty, it doesn't matter which side I do here. This is going to be the cleaner side, I think, if I were to do it. Because I have to see how much that staining goes down in there, and I think that just has to be flattened out. So we're going to start flattening it out. Hopefully I don't break it. This end, but I can't push it on this side any more than that, I don't think. Let me show you. I'm going to flatten it out. Shoot. Everybody behaving, right? I think having seen some of Justy's rings and turquoise and armor that he wears, I have Dusty on my side. Plus, if you know what Dusty does, he might have a few friends that can help him out. Exactly. Okay, so, dang it. I've almost got to both sides being flat. So, let me show you. And they gotta be even. So, here's the question. If you continue on this side, it has a couple of little divots right here that I'm worried about. I can flip it. Got to bring all this in. Yeah, Dusty, I don't know if this is stable enough, to be honest. Like you see where the little crevices are here and how it comes down the side. And then again on this side, you see the top here and then it comes down here. It's going to be a beautiful stone. I just I can't decide which frickin' side to do. Because I like the staining, actually. Yeah, but Napoleon, I don't know, he might have had some turquoise, Dusty. I mean, he had quite a lot of treasures. Who was it, Josephine? He reached out pretty far. I don't know, did he get into the Egypt in that way? I don't remember. I'm a little perplexed. I am perplexed. That's got to go down deeper. I think. All right, because I was about to say, I think that's my better side. Because I actually think these inclusions get thinner as they go to the bottom there. And so if I actually dome out this side, those will get smaller, and I think it should be good. Let's give it a try. I'm not going to dome it much. That's what we're going with. So I'm going to get it down to about 4 millimeters on the girdle, I think. actually going to leave this. I'm going to leave the front toe here for a little bit because it's so much thinner. Well, we're going to move over to the other wheel. Make sure I'm flat. And I might have to put this on the flat lap just to make sure I'm flat on the back. Because doing a big stone flat on a round wheel is not easy. If I knew where they were, I would do it right now. Let's see. Let me see if I can see this. Flat lap wheel somewhere. Up one. Also there. Okay. So, I'm going to turn off the machine for a second. We're going to come back over here. But I bought these when I bought this motor. And I've done that. I hope I don't have to go back in and get the belt moving again, but we might. So this is the 360, and I'm hoping that that'll fit right on the end where my cerium normally goes. Let's see. So I got these little wing nuts here that I put on the back to save it. I have never tried this, so I hope this works. Let's put the other one. What was this one? An 80? Yeah, then I had an 80. 80 might be a little too aggressive. Alright, so then I gotta get my cerium off. I'm gonna get the widget over here. Just a quick changing plan, nothing crazy. Let's see if I can get you guys to peek over the top here. Boop. Kind of. Hopefully I don't lose you guys. Boop. That kind of does it. Let's close it up. I'm going to take off the cerium wheel. So this is either going to work or it's going to go crazy wrong. So hopefully, come on. Come on. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. So that fit on there. Need my squirty bottle. Squirty bottle. Alright, let's turn this on again. Water's working there. It really doesn't hold any water on this wheel. I have never used this. Wish me luck. I gotta do this. One hand here, one hand round. Oh, I got it in my left hand. I'm just keeping that wet. Oh shoot. It's working though. Oh, we'll go back to it. This isn't polishing. This is just doing the back. Steven, don't you worry. This is just the back. Just trying to straighten it out. So this is a big enough stone that yeah, I'm peeing on it at the same time. That it's hard to get it flat on a round wheel. Oh. You guys see? Almost flat. Got a little freaking divot at the top here. I'd like to do it on the 80, but I don't want it to be too aggressive. Alright. Pretty good. Pretty straight flat. As you can see. That's pretty straight flat. A little bit wrong there, a little wonky right there, so let's bring this back. That, and I've got a phone and a phone holder thingamajiggy, and this wheel's moving at quite the pace. So what is it? 1800 RPM. So trying not to let go. Trying to squirt with my squirty bottle. I should be on it really. It would make it to stone personal, right? About as far as I can get it. Pretty good. Alright. That's a first. So, if anything, we might as well stay over here. Stay on this wheel. Skyfire. You're right, Steve. Yeah, but you can see my stream is why I'm having to go to the doctor. That's not true, but still funny. And see, flashes on. That's good. Let's get some light in here. Get some water going. So we're going to move over to the 600. Yeah. I'm glad you all have the same sense of humor. Alright, so back's looking good. It's a tiny little rough spot there, but I think I'm going to have to leave that little rough spot. It's almost out. But that's the back. So now, how the hell did I do that? Well, I also learned that wheel's a lot rougher than I thought it was. Now I'm going to start rolling it a little bit. I mean, I still have 5 millimeters to play with. You see how it's a little wonky? I got to get all that straight. And hopefully to the same height. Hopefully. And actually it's probably about 4 right there, so I need to do 4 all the way around, not 5. I'm touching this really light. The color's going to change a little bit from here, but not much. And the other thing I got to do... Alright, I'm going to try and do this little toe up here. I'm worried about this here. Just bring that in. I'm going to bring it in a little bit right there. So it's going to be a little more round on that toe right there. But it makes it easier to set, and it also takes that little inclusion out. think I have to bring it in a little bit more. It's smooth there, but that's pretty sandy right there, and I'm going to bring it in a tiny bit more. It's going to make it a little more round, but it's going to make it needs to be stable for me. So here we go, right around that area. And that brought it in a lot, and it got a lot thinner. So even though the shape went a little less pointy, it's not going to chip down there, which is what I was worried about. So that's really good. I'm really happy with that, actually. A little less pointy, much better to set, or even just putting the bolo on the back. Because this, if you put this into a bolo, the most likely point that's going to get tapped is this bottom edge here. So I'd rather that was stronger than it was. Now, see how when I brought it in, it went like a little TP here, a little toother. Now I got to take that out. Bring the girdle down to the same 4 millimeters is what I'm looking for. There we go, much nicer. See how what was that rough sandy spot? Now it's solid on the bottom. Still got a little bit of the sand there, but much cleaner. Good. Now we're going to do a little bit of Steve's favorite move. Going from the middle, pulling it out while rolling left to right. I'm actually just barely touching this wheel. You can do this for a little while. You want to bring it down the same across the whole top of the stone. Hey H, how you doing? Finally, we have an adult in the chat. Has Ryan been in today? I don't know if Ryan's been in today. Ryan was the one that kept suggesting for me to get a flat lap to do the bottoms, and he's quite correct. Especially when you got a stone that's wider than one of these Genie wheels or Nova wheels. So now I'm also going to go around the bottom edge, that bottom corner, just blunt that out a little bit, so it doesn't feel like chipping. Right around. I know, which is worse, the kids at school or these guys? These guys and gals. Alright. A bit more on this one. We're going to head over to the 12. This is actually really nice. So I'm still going around. I'm still trying to see if I can feel any major sort of inclusions, which I don't anymore. There's a tiny little tapper right there, which I think I can probably pull out just by doing that. Check out my shape again. Not perfectly symmetrical, but we don't want it perfect. But it is pretty close. Make sure the girdle's right. Around the top there evenly. Here's another sandy spot, but it doesn't feel the same as that one that was on the bottom. It's almost going to disappear, actually. Let's go over it a tiny bit. Yeah, that's good. Going around that top edge where the dome meets the girdle. And just blending that in just a tiny, tiny little bit. Not so it's a complete rollover sort of semicircle, but just to take the sharp edge off. It's looking good, Dusty. That would be cool. All right, we're gonna go over to the next. Let me just double check my work here. So this is a little bit higher on this end. So let's bring it down. It doesn't have to be perfect, actually. As long as that base is flat, it actually gives the top of the stone here to here, sort of between my three fingers there, or two fingers and thumb. Up to here is the top of my dome, and so I'm glad it's actually a little bit higher in this sort of area here where it lightens up here. I'm going to go over it one more time. Really soft. Trying to bring out just a little bit more of that staining. We get a little bit more color on it. You can see how little it's taking off, but it's taking off something. And I think they changed the flight route for the planes around here. Can I call the FAA on that? I don't know if I can do that. They didn't used to fly over our downtown city, and now they're flying over our downtown city. All right. So I hope you can see. Let me bring this down just a little bit. There you go. Oh, shoot. I'm going to bring it in. Now the gimbal decided to mess around. So this is the 600. I know it's a little close, but you can go over everything. And make it a little more symmetrical right here. That's true. It's almost like they're doing a round around up my house. I don't like it. See, I talk about planes, and here's one plane. Beans has decided he wants to play all the time, all day, all night, except for when we're at work. So he gets rest while we're all at work, and then he wants to play and play. And we go to bed and he wants to play. And 2 in the morning he wants to play. Alright, we'll do the same thing. Doing the pull out from the middle to the edge. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to finish this stone off and then we'll call it. So one more wheel to go, and then the sand, and then we'll do the other stones that we started today on Sunday and get them finished up. But really appreciate you all being here. Star, thank you so much for the super chat. It's very kind of you. And I wonder if the clickers would work on the pigeons. So there's just one, well there's two tiny little bugs on the very surface of the face. Dusty, very small. Somebody could maybe CA glue it if you wanted. I'm not that kind of, unlike you, I prefer to keep this as natural as possible. Alright. See how that staining's lightening up just a little bit. Oh wow, that's really cool actually. So I like how that blue comes through the staining and then pops out over here. That's actually really nice. And that's where that tiny little bug is right there, the little bug right there. I got most of it out. I could try and push it, but I'd rather not. There's a little bit of facet up here. Facets are gone. Occasionally you can do the mouth test. That is smooth. I like this. Starting to like it. Just a quick test up here, just to see if we're flat. Not really any rock at all. I mean, if I force it to, no, it's pretty good. Pretty flat. Go over to the 3000. Sorry we're so close, but the gimbal over here decided it was going to go trip up. In the back. There are a few bugs on the back. around that edge so we're even. That's the main shape right there. It's not quite symmetrical, but it's pretty close. Pulling out to the edge. Pull out to that edge. Turn it again. Pull it out to that edge. And pull it out to that edge. And rock it back and forth. What do you think, Dusty? I'm going to do this front just a little bit. But I kind of left it to the end because this is, being that this is the thinnest part of the stone, this area comes off really quick on those previous wheels. So now I'm on the 3000, which barely takes off anything. And hopefully I can get a nice little round on the front. Like that. You see how I've done the front now? Bring it in a little bit more from that side, a little bit more from that side. I think we're good. Alright, I think we're going to go over to the Zam and pull this one a day. I'm going to go Zam it. Let's go Zam it. Alright, hold on to your ears. No, hold on because I might fall over. Boop, boop, boop. Probably should have turned the machine off too. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to give it a quick Zam. But anybody that's setting this would probably finish it again anyway. So we're just going to do a light Zam on this. Let me do a quick back highlight. Yep. Alright. So the bottom still has a couple little bugs in there, but that, if you're boloing it, then that's going to fill up with whatever they put on the back here. And actually that'll hold it together too. Not that it's going to break, it's actually held up really well throughout the cutting. And the only one is that tiny little one right down the bottom there. And yeah, let's get this going. Cool. Gonna do the back just to make sure it doesn't react to the Zam. Hey, thank you, Steve. Really appreciate you. And yeah, let's give the back a little tester. I want to see something real quick too. So I wanted to test if anything is getting caught up in those vugs, which it's not, so it's actually really good. Now all I got to do is hold on to this thing. It's polishing really nice. Let's get the edges. Sure, Jed. I guess I don't put a lot of sand. I mean, you're right. But I didn't polish my nails this week. But look at the difference on the edges here between shine and the no shine. Let's get the no shine. Later, Steve. Thank you. I thank everybody that came in today as well. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Really good live for a Thursday. And we'll be going back live on Sunday. Gonna reach out to Dusty, see if he maybe I can put up a short of the cuff that he collaborated. All right, we are going on the front here. Let's polish this up. With Felix Yazzie. What a fantastic piece that is. I mean, just amazing. All right, Jed, thank you for popping in. Really appreciate your support. Really, really do. Thank you. Oh, good. I think we are good. Last one. And here we go. It's a really pretty stone. Really nice polish too. All right, very happy with that. Dusty, I'll get with you. It's probably 1 3/4 inches by 1.5 inches. Total dome, probably 8 mil, and 4 to 5 mil on the girdle. And you can see just that tiny little, that's the only thing that has a little tiny bug on it. So, let's get this in close. There we go. That's close. So that's mighty close. Let's do that. Hey, Saul, how are you? Yeah, let's go over there. We'll show that one last time, Dusty. Let's go back over to the bench real quick. Saul, welcome in. Everybody, if you don't know Saul, please go over to her channel. She does a lot of rock hounding and stuff, and she's always putting up, uploading content, and it's really fun to watch. And she knows that's all really close, isn't it? Hello. Sorry, that's really close, but there you go. Let's do that. Let's see if this looks better without the flash on it. Yeah, that's really nice. Nice piece right there. It did. I'm actually really happy with the other stones as well. Plus I got to use that flat lap on the end, so that was good to do. Let's see if I still got battery in my other phone here. Wherever it is. There it is. So why not show this one last time? Let's get out of my emails. Uh-oh. Let's do this. Twink. Think. All right, everybody. I don't know if you saw this earlier. If you didn't, this was a piece that Dusty Rhodes here in the chat and Felix Yazzie put together. It's a fantastic collaboration. And that's actually, yeah, that's right. Sorry, it looked better earlier because we had light. But these were the pieces of Tibetan that our friend Lapidary Dave took over to Dusty. And then with a little bit of help on the design and an amazing native silversmith, Felix Yazzie, put this together. And this just blows my mind. Look at that. Look at that. And then you think, well, that big stone, that focal stone, that's absolutely amazing. And then when you look at this is what blows me away. I mean, I love the big stone. You'll never find one like it. But the applique on here, like putting those pieces of copper in between, changing them for the design, doing the twist. Copper is much harder to work with than gold or silver. I think the only harder thing might be platinum. But to use the copper instead of silver and gold, it wasn't a price thing. It was a design. And I think having that natural sort of copper, blue, turquoise, and the copper go together is just fantastic. Let's do one more. Look at that. Man, if I could do that. If I could just do like a corner of that. That's a whole nother project right there. Yeah, Tara, how about that? That's an investment piece right there. And that's why you don't mess with him. That got that black webbed number 8 there up on his fingers. Actually, you got 2 of those, Dusty. I think you only need one of them. Yep, I think you might only need one of them. So anyway, thank you, Dusty, for letting me do this for you. And thank you, Felix Yazzie. If you guys don't know the Yazzie family, just do the web search. They're an amazing family. So shout outs right here to Gallup, New Mexico. Spectacular. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. I'll be on. We'll be on Sunday, 2:00. So have a wonderful weekend. Maybe I'll pop up during the week, the week early in the weekend. But definitely on Sunday, 2:00. See you then. Put it on your timetable. And yeah, we'll see you then. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Cheers now. Bye now. Love you.